Anyway, thank you guys for jumping on. And again, welcome to Dr. B Stress Free Real Talk for You. We are live every Tuesday at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we are definitely talking about health. See, without your health, what do you have? So we're going to be talking about topics on health, on how to stay healthy. And I say that we're a medication nation, right? I'm not saying don't take your medicine. Take it if you have to, but guess what? There's a lot of ways that we can cure ourselves through natural healing. And we're going to be talking about that. And we're going to have experts. I'm going to have experts on here that's going to share strategies and ways that we can just make our lives better. And from a financial standpoint, whether it's, starting your own company where we'll help you get your LLC going, we'll help you find your purpose, because I truly believe that when people find their own purpose in life, it just makes such a better it makes a better world, right? So it's really, really important for us to look at that and think about that and have someone bring that to you. I know some of you guys know I ran for state rep last year and had never been involved in politics and really almost won it in an area that was, wow, well, I'll put it like this, 3% Black, the rest was mostly Caucasian, and it was a red area. And I got 22,000 votes, and my guy that I was going against had 23,000. So yeah, he was shaking in his boots. And I was asked to do it, and I think that too much is given, much is required. And so the lady actually I'm gonna introduce, she literally had me speak on a radio station in Detroit when I was running, and I didn't know it was her. She knew it was me, but I didn't know it was her. I know that sounds crazy. But it's all about support. It's all about teamwork makes the dream work. And in our communities, we believe in educating, motivating, and elevating our communities. And we have to do that one person at a time. And we have to do that by helping to support people that are starting their own businesses. Let's think about it. When I think in terms of retirement, most people will not even get a pension anymore. And we have to think about the children that we're bringing up. And we want to teach them financial independence. We want to teach them how they can have their own business. We want to teach about entrepreneurship. All of those are the things. Remember when we went to school back in the day and we had home economics and wood shop and all those different things? That's not happening in today's educational system. So we're going to be bringing you all types of topics, and it might not be your cup of tea. It may be your cup of tea, but we need you to spread the word because we are looking to make a difference. So the young lady that I would like to introduce you to today, she's a sharp lady. She has a heart of gold. She has a handsome son, and she has some beautiful grandkids. And I happen to know the whole family. And she is a minister. She's a speaker, a trainer, a palmist. She's a recording artist. She also is certified counselor for substance abuse and ordained minister. She has her hands in a little bit of everything. And those are the type of people that I want to bring live to us on Dr. B Stress Free Real Talk for You, because you're going to be able to take this information and you're going to be able to share it with other people. And also, she's also associated with the Lions Club International, which is a global organization. And she's doing some great things there. She's a district executive at Wayne Community College. I guess I can go on and on and on. I told you guys, listen, we're not faking it till we make it. We have made it, and we're trying to share and show you how much we care and want to help our communities. So without further ado, Ms. Michelle White.
Well, greetings, everyone. And thank you, Dr. Pat, for allowing me to be on your podcast this evening. And I count it a privilege and an honor to be able to share some things with your people. Can you all hear me very well?
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, wonderful. And so I'm just glad to be here this evening. And I too believe that we need to be out doing things in the community. We serve and helping, especially when we get past a certain age and a certain state in life. Well, actually, giving back should always be. I teach my grandchildren to give back. Uh, but- so I'm happy to share some things with you this evening that Lions that I, as the global service chair for District 11A1, we cover Wayne and Oakland counties. I'm looking forward to sharing some things with you that we're doing and some signature projects that I'm spearheading and working on as well. So
Okay,
again, thank
so
you.
yes, ma'am. So let's just jump right in and tell us a little bit about your background and why did you or what made you form this recycling furniture? I'm just really, really interested in that because so many people are in need in today's society and they don't really have the monies. I mean, have you been to a furniture store lately? I mean, everything is so expensive. And so you really, really excited me when you were telling me how you all can actually set up someone's home and so on, but I don't want to steal your thunder. What made you go into that?
Well, first, let me say the Lions Club International is the largest service organization in the world. And we have over 1.45 million Lions Clubs internationally. And
Wow.
the international organization started right here in Michigan, where I reside, and with between Michigan and Canada. And that's how we became international. This organization has been around since 1917. And our motto is we serve. And I love that. I was already out serving and doing different things in the community. And when I became a part of this organization, so one of our projects that we do has to do with environment. We also do childhood cancer, diabetes, hunger relief, disaster relief, uh, as well as environment. We work with the youth, vision. Most people know the Lions Club because we deal with the blind and visually impaired. And but one of our projects is the environment. And so with that, we often people throughout our country, and particularly in the United States, we throw out things. We throw out couches, we throw out beds, we throw out um, pots and pans and various things that we just don't want anymore. We are a blessed country, and we're blessed though to be a blessing to others. And so, what is junk to you or something you don't need? We don't, number one, when we throw these things out, we're hurting our landfills, we're hurting our waterways. We see in many areas, including Flint, Michigan, which is only one area, that the water system is just messed up. Why? Because of all the debris that we put in on top of other things. A lot of it has to do with the debris and animals getting choked up by things that we're throwing in the water. I mean, we're putting in the water and throwing things out in our landfills. And when we put them out on our front yard, people come and pick them up, but they throw them in the landfills because they get money for that. They get
Mm,
money for dumping your couches. Well, why not give it to someone? Since 2022, we have filled up over 1,500 homes with furniture.
wow.
1,500 homes. I cannot tell you, Dr. Pat, how many homes that I've walked into where people had nothing.
Wow.
Just this weekend, we walked into a home with a mother that had four children, and she only had a lawn chair. One fold up lawn chair that we take to the park was her only furniture.
Wow.
One piece of furniture, no beds, no pots and pans, nothing. So, what we're doing now is working with different organizations um, that help supply a residence for the people, whether they're burned out, whether they're ex offenders, whether they're battered women or men, veterans. A lot of times, even we had a veteran this weekend, we put furniture in his home. And, I was sharing with him all the different veteran agencies, but he said, yes, they're there, but there's a backlog.
Right.
So this man came here with his family and had nothing.
Wow.
When I say nothing, I did not even know till I started doing this how many people, when I walked into these homes, they have no couch, no dining room set, no living room set. Most of them don't have bedroom sets. So it's been a blessing to go in and fill up people's homes with furniture, and they cry. Many of them cry because they
Uh-huh.
just didn't have anything. And so you asked me how I came to be a part of this. I
Mhm.
had a period in my life where I was homeless. Never thought I would be homeless, where I was homeless, had nothing, had to
Wow.
start all over, and I was like 40. I
Wow.
wasn't a spring chicken. and I had to start all over. And I was like, okay, Lord, I don't know how I'm going to start all over. I don't know. And God just kept telling me, you just keep your eyes fixed on me. I've got you. Don't look to the right. Don't look to the left. And I've got you covered. And He has done exceedingly and abundantly above. God blows my mind. So I have a beautiful home, and everything in here is some donated furniture that came from somewhere, including the picture behind me, which is
Wow.
absolutely beautiful. So in my mind, and to me. And so
Wow.
that's how I came to start doing it. And I actually started doing it. Um, it's been a good 15 years, but I've been doing it with the Lions Club since about 2022,
Wow.
2021, and 2022. We now, and what I found out is that around there aren't many people doing that where we collect the furniture. We physically will go up and pick it up from your home, or we've had people ship things to us from North Carolina and other places and send us things, whether it be, we take clothing too, but the focus is furniture.
Okay, so
And
because I have people
hmm
on here from various states, so if
hmm
they wanted to get involved or if they know someone that's in need, I know you're located in Michigan, but what
hmm
is it that I heard you say they ship stuff? How does that work? How does that
Well,
work?
I've had people ship things to my address, and I also have a PO box.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but Lions Club members are everywhere. And one of our slogans too is where there's a need, there's a lion. I've had relatives go to Spain or go to different missions trips and just go visiting other countries and run into Lions Club members. So we're everywhere people can get involved. They can go to, if they'd like to make a monetary donation, they can go to metrodetroitlions.org. And there is
Metro
a
Detroit Lions, and somebody put that in the chat. We'll get that in
metrodetroitlions.org.
chat. Okay.
Okay. And we have under the area where you make donations to the Lions Club, we have a button specifically for recycling furniture. And if they want to do it to this project, they would need to click that button, check that button, recycling furniture button, and they can make donations of any monetary donations of any amount. If people would like to ship items, I can give that address as well. Um, uh, they can ship them to 20171 Alhambra, Southfield, Michigan. And Alhambra is spelled Alhambra, Southfield, Michigan 48076. This coming June the 15th, we have a huge giveaway where we will be in one central location in Highland Park, Michigan, which is a suburb of Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
And we will bring everything to one location and give it out. People can just come and pick whatever they want. We have a couple of trucking companies that will be there, but people can bring their own trucks. That's June the 15th, starting at 10 a.m. But last year when we did, we had 100 people in line before 7 when we got there at 7:30. So
Wow.
that's awesome. But we give out furniture just about every weekend. We're out uh, passing out, uh, serving our community,
That is
serving our community.
awesome. That is awesome. Does anyone on here have any questions? If so, just unmute yourself and ask questions or comments.
Hi, I just have a quick question. This is Martine Burkett, and I'm the one that's from Flint or Grand Blanc, Michigan. So if you have furniture, but it needs to be shipped, I mean, will people come and pick up the furniture from your home if you don't have any
At
way
this
to get it
at
to
this
you?
particular time, we don't drive to Flint. We do go around and pick up furniture around the greater Metro Detroit, Wayne County, Oakland County, Monroe County area. At this particular time, we don't go to Flint, but I will, if you put your information in the chat, there is another Lions Club that is up closer to Flint, and maybe you can get it to them or they can come and get it from you because we are growing, growing, growing. And so, yes. we can get your
Okay.
items as well. Mhm.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Well, I'm telling you, this is really, really exciting. Does anyone else have any questions or comments? Is there someone that you know that's in need that perhaps we could help at this point in time?
Yes, I have a question. I have
Who's,
a young lady. My name is Barbara Sally, and I'm a retired school teacher. But I have a young lady who is in need of a place to stay as well as furniture. She has 4 young children. And I wanted to know, would you help someone or assist someone finding a residence to stay in? She's looking to stay in perhaps Oak Park area.
Okay, so we work with organizations that find housing for people, and then come out and we'll fill up the house with furniture. So, but there are organizations for Oak Park. I would say go to the city, and Oak Park has um, community service agencies within the city. Every city has this, and Oakland County, I checked with Oakland County Human Service Agency, as well as Oak Park's Human Service Agency. And then they have different organizations that they work with, and that can help her find housing. And if she is working with, if she receiving any type of federal assistance at all, or is she working?
Because she doesn't have a permanent residence, her
Mhm.
assistance was cut off. So because they don't have anywhere for her to mail it to, so she's not receiving anything at this time. But she has applied.
Hmm. Well, technically, whatever social worker she's working with, that's part of their responsibility to find housing for her. But feel free to give me a call. I'll put my number in the chat. And but
Okay.
just check with the city. Check with the city. Check with the. She can check. She can check with the city of Oak Park and check with the county. Oakland County has excellent services for single mothers um, and just people in need. And then she can check, get with me and we can help put furniture in her home once she secures some housing. But her social worker is supposed to help her find housing. So something doesn't sound right there. And sometimes when people are in need, what they do is don't sound like they're in need. And that's pride. When you're in need, be okay to say, look, I need help. I need clothing. I need food. Whatever you can help me with, I could use your services. And then if they can't help you, be even cars. When people are just starting a job, there are organizations that will help you get an automobile, but you've got to express the need. And I'm not saying that she isn't, but sometimes that is the situation because her social worker, that's their responsibility is to help her find housing. But there are many agencies out here that are doing that. Crossroads, you might want to jot that down. Um, Catholic charities, Catholic Charities is helping people. We get people from there. Catholic Social Services, Lutheran Social Services, Crossroads, all of those agencies help people um, with housing and other
Thank
services.
you. Okay.
You're
Thank you
more than
very much.
welcome. You're welcome.
thank you. You guys keep the questions coming. That's the purpose of this forum. We start at 7. We're over no later than 8 o'clock. And Michelle White is doing a great job. She is definitely a blessing in our community. Now, Michelle, you said that's MetroDetroitLions.org, O-R-G, if people want to donate, correct?
Correct. And if they want to donate we have many things they can donate for. If they want to donate for this recycling furniture, they need to check that box. Other than that, it'll go into our general fund, which is still good, but it'll go towards the childhood cancer, the diabetes, the hunger relief. And, this is an excellent organization to donate to,
Wow.
period. And that's why I became involved. Like I said, was doing things already, but when I found this organization, it is a nonprofit organization, and all the donations that people make, they get an immediate tax receipt for their donations.
I
So,
think that's
uh,
fantastic because a lot of people I know, we all have more than what we should have in our houses. And a lot of times it's good stuff and you really want to see it go to someone. If you can't get to someone you know what I mean, then just give it away, and get that tax write-off instead of letting it
mhm.
collect dust, right?
Exactly. I used to have 5 sets of dishes. I said, now why do I need 5 sets of dishes? Because I'm not going to use them all. So I pared it down to two
Right. And then when
and
people
just
come to your
work with
house,
those.
my grandmother used to get out the fine china and everybody's like, do you have paper plates? I'm like, you can use a dish.
Exactly. Exactly. Matter of fact, at my last house gathering, nobody even touched the dishes. They insisted upon grabbing some paper plates. I said, seriously? That's what they make a dishwasher.
No, they don't want
But
to have to stay. They don't want to stay late and clean up. That's
uh-huh.
wow. Well, I didn't really
But you
know.
know,
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
go ahead. I was going to say, and Dr. Pat, I don't know if there are any single people on here, but the Bible or any people that are trying to follow, choosing to follow the Word of God or anything. It's just a good principle.
Yeah.
So to help, and when you help people, by the time you get home and go to bed, I mean, it fills up your time, so it keeps you busy. Um, and doing something that is helpful to others and rewarding for yourself as well. And so when you get ready to lay your head down, you can do have just lay
Right.
down and rest. Yeah.
Michelle, I learned a long time ago, and again, I did my research on stress and identifying the
Hmm.
stressors and coping strategies of women in leadership within
Hmm.
corporate America, education, governmental agencies. But at the end of the day, everybody's stressed out. And especially since the pandemic, there's just a great need for mental health. And I just
Hmm.
think in terms of a lot of times, when something's going on in my life, I have to stay busy. Some people sit back and, I called my sister there. I said, what are you doing? Nothing. I can't do nothing,
Hmm.
because I've learned that if you take the focus off yourself and put it on someone else, not only is it fulfilling, but it's keeping you busy, it's keeping your mind
Hmm.
busy, and that is healthier for you because stress
Hmm.
is the silent killer. What's
Hmm.
exhilarating for me, like I went ziplining in Fiji. Don't ask me if I
Hmm.
ever do it again because I won't.
Hmm.
But I did it. But I watched so many people, they just enjoyed it. For me, it was just a check off the bucket list box. I said, I want to be able to say I did
Hmm.
it. Didn't realize
Hmm.
I was at the highest mountain in the world, 5 different sites. I thought I only had to do it one time. Oh my God.
Hmm.
But my point is that stress, what's exhilarating for one person might be stressful for another. But being
Hmm.
able to give back and make a difference, and especially someone like you who's enlightening us on an organization that we can do monetary donations. We also have furniture, and everybody on here that I know is pretty well off. So, whatever it is that you all have, let's work on donating it. Now, let me ask you something. The recycling of the furniture, that sounds like that's kind of like your baby. Is it?
Hmm.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
All right, and that's what we
Hmm.
want to do. We want to support your baby.
Yes.
Now,
I'm the
I have a question.
I'm the global service chair for this whole region. And yeah, that's my baby. Yes, ma'am. You have a question?
Hi, Michelle. This is Rosa.
Hi. Hi,
Um,
Rosa.
how are you?
All is well. I know
Good.
Rosa too.
When
back.
it comes to persons in need of this recycled furniture or those services, is there a particular criteria they have to meet? Are there forms they have to fill out and things of that nature?
No, in answer to your question, they just have to have a need. Do I get some information so we can keep statistics, the stats on people? Yes, but whoever's in need. So it doesn't even have to be someone that's homeless. It could just be someone in need. We go into senior homes, and initially I thought that seniors, by the time you're senior, you have anything. Not necessarily the case. There are seniors living in senior apartment buildings that just don't have
Mm.
things that they need, or things that they need have gotten so old they're chipping and falling apart and need to go in a dumpster somewhere. But for the most part, yes. So no, you don't have. There's no criteria. Just having the criteria is having a need.
Thank you.
Hmm.
Wow, that's fantastic because normally when they're giving something away, it's always something else. There's something hidden. There's usually, something else a person has to do. But, most of the time, I mean, you like you said, you can tell if you go to someone's house and they don't have anything, you already know that whatever you come up with is better than what, it's just about being able to leave a place
Hmm.
better than when I go somewhere, my whole goal is to leave it better than when I came.
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Whether I'm visiting someone, whether I want to buy something to help them out or whatever it might be. But if we go with that philosophy, then it
Hmm.
keeps us always in a giving mode because they open their house to you, whether you stayed with them or whatever it might be. And I don't ask them what you need because they're going to tell you nothing. But you kind of look
Hmm.
around if it's nothing but just cleaning up behind yourself. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Simple things that make it easy for everyone. And I just think that's fantastic. So I'm really excited. Now tell us also, Michelle, because I know you're also at Wayne Community College. Let us know what do you do in Wayne Community College?
Well, let's see. I've been at Wayne County Community College District for almost 25 years, and
Wow.
I am a executive administrator. In fact, I work with faculty, so I work with our instructors to help with the curriculum for the semester and deciding what classes we're going to have and reviewing syllabi when professors submitted and just various things regarding faculty. I work with students as it relates to if they have a concern or a grade appeal or something that they want to submit. But then I help our faculty. Primarily work with faculty, and I
Wow.
used to teach myself, but I administrate now.
All right.
Administrator.
Okay. Because I know when we talked years ago, you were teaching at Wayne Community College, and
Yes.
wow, that's fantastic. Well, I
And
tell
then
you,
speaking of that, for all the people who live in this area, Wayne County Community College Districts is open to the public. Like, so let's say you're having an event. If your event is free and open to the public, then you're welcome to use Wayne County Community College's conference rooms, offices, different buildings. So that is not something that everyone knows in the community. So as long as your event is free, or maybe you have sponsors, that's different. So you can utilize the facilities that we have 6 locations throughout the greater Metro Detroit area. And I'm going to give my number now. It's 248
okay, hold on. I'm gonna
two
type it in
three
the chat.
eight.
Two four
Yes,
eight.
ma'am.
2
238
Mm-hmm.
4863. If anybody is having something they want to use our facility for something, uh, feel free to give me a call and I can connect you with whatever campus that that you would like to utilize.
Wow. See, that's what I'm talking about. It's all about networking, networking, and knowing people in the right places. And so, Michelle, you are definitely a blessing. Anyone else have any other questions, or is there anything else you want to tell us, Michelle, while you're on?
You know, you were talking about mental health. This
Yes.
is also an aspect of mental health. When you walk in, we help put furniture in people's homes, number two things. One, organizations like the Salvation Army and many of the organizations like that, those are fine. Those are great. But guess what? When I'm in need and having been there myself, having needing to go into the Salvation Army and other places like that to get furniture
Mm-hmm.
or clothing or whatever I needed. If I'm in a situation where I'm starting over, every dollar counts. So when you could be given absolutely free of charge some things that helps with your mental wellness. That
Yeah.
mental this not the stress it takes the stressors away and helps with your mental wellness. And so this is that's a huge part of what we do and why we do it to help people's mental stability, their mental wellness. Uh, um, so I can't tell you how important that is. And you mentioned that I have a podcast as well called Community Updates and Enlightened Hearts. And my co host, Dr. Regina, Hall is a licensed therapist, and so we deal with mental health and have people call in. People need someone to talk to,
Yeah.
and a lot of times people don't want to go to a therapist because they feel that, there's a stigma behind. Oh,
Mm,
I'm not crazy. Okay, nobody said you were crazy, but how about you talk it out with somebody before you get crazy? Or
absolutely.
you don't have to go crazy, but just talk with somebody. When we talk our situations out, it is very helpful.
And this is really, really important what we're tapping in on, ladies and gentlemen, because there are so many people walking around that need help. And we all have
Mhm.
moments that we have friends that we talk to and we air out our whatever's going on with us. And that's therapeutic in itself. But there are some people out here that don't really have anyone, or because it's a stigma, especially in the Black
Mhm.
community. Oh, you're crazy.
Mhm.
Oh, blah, blah, blah. Do you know that all these rich people all have therapists? They'll tell you to make
Mhm.
my
And they
therapist.
start young.
Yeah, they start young. And so we need to change that. We really need to change that in our community. I was listening to the news a little earlier today. Two parents in Michigan are sentencing and going to jail because of the Oxford shooting. That's been all over the national. It's on CNN, but it happened in Michigan, 30 minutes north from where I live. Okay. And the thing is that they had a son that had mental illness. They ignored it, bought him a gun, and knew he was the school was trying to get him out the school. They left him in the school. I mean, it was just so many red flags that was ignored, and it's just terrible. And so now I was just telling my son earlier that whole family is destroyed. The mother's going to prison, the father's going to prison, and the son that shot up the school is going to prison. I mean, that is a horrible story. But you know what my son said? Well, somebody's got to set an example. Somebody's got to be held accountable. And he is correct,
Mhm.
And anyway, it's just it's a sad
It's
story.
sad. It
It,
is
it's
sad.
serious because nobody wins in those type situations. And we all have
Mhm.
family members that have, whether it's addiction to alcohol or drugs or whatever it might be, or just mental, bipolar, all this extra stuff is real. Even though people don't want to say that it is. And we have to get our children help. I mean, that's why suicides are so high now, because the younger the children are, they're wanting to take their lives because of so many different things that are going on. And so mental health, we just have a problem. We have a problem in this society. I'm definitely going to be working some projects with mental health, even with the fact that I know of people now that are actually looking for help and they can't get it, and they have Medicare. Medicare will tell you come in for a 7-day detox. Doggone well, if somebody going somewhere for a 7-day detox, what's going to happen on the 8th day? Nine
They're
times
going back out.
they're going back out. But they don't want to, when you call these facilities, they'll say, now what is your pay? And then you say, well, I have Medicare. Oh, no, we don't take Medicare. We don't take Medicaid. We just take, but if you have private insurance, we'll take it. Now, what's the
Mhm.
odds that this is happening 90% of the time? And see, you're never going to know that unless you are in that situation or unless you have a family member in that situation. But I'm telling you now, Medicare, which is what they give people after they get 65 that have earned it, they're not giving it to you, it's an earned
Mhm.
right. But
Mhm.
Medicare, I'm telling you all now, I have a real serious problem with it when it comes to supporting mental health and allowing a person to do a 28-day stay. If you want to go into a business right now, I'm talking to some people down here in Florida right now where there's got doctors coming together. Some of them are coming from Michigan to Florida, because I understand Florida right now. We ain't gonna talk about Florida. Florida got a whole lot of issues, by the way. But but one of the issues that they have going on is they have a whole lot of money that has to be spent that has not been spent on mental health. And so they're looking to put together facilities where people can do a 30-day stay,
Mhm.
and there's money, there's always money, but people are trying to, when Medicare, they're telling you, they dictate how much you can charge. So of course, nobody wants to take the Medicare or the Medicaid. I heard Medicaid is better than Medicare, so that's really bad. But I'm saying to you all now, I'm currently trying to help a family member, and I'm having a very hard time. They have to actually leave their state. I've checked various states. That's how bad mental health is in the United States as a whole, and we have to do something about it. And until we start complaining and working and trying to pull things together to let people know and generate awareness, it's going to continue to be this bad.
I agree with you, Dr. Pat. And there are even what is called adverse childhood experiences, ACEs. That's a part of the mental health field. And what that is people have things that have happened throughout their childhood. And it doesn't have to be that they end up on drugs or anything, but they just have some challenges with how they're handling different stressors that occurred while they were young. And
Mm-hmm.
generally, when you're talking to a therapist, you've got to get to the root of the
Yes,
situation. And when you get to the root of the situation, you generally oftentimes find out that it happened while you were young. And you might not know why you're doing something now and you're 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. But when you sit down with someone and talk it out, you'll find out it was because of something that happened in childhood. Now, do we use that as an excuse? No, but it's something that as you're going along the journey of wellness, you need to be able to get to the root so you can address it to see how to do things differently and handle things better and help your mental state of mind on what you need to do, some therapeutic things that you might need to do. And it doesn't mean that that you didn't have to go out and do drugs. You don't have to be an alcoholic. You just got some challenges, maybe in how you're just thinking, maybe in how you're talking to people, or
absolutely.
just thinking of things in your mind,
Oh,
or and trying to figure
absolutely.
out why you don't have any friends, or why nobody wants to deal with you, or well, why is it always the other? It's not always the other person.
That's right.
Oftentimes it's us.
That's right.
Mhm,
So I tell people all the time, there's a common denominator. Now you had a problem with X, Y, Z, A, B, C, all these people. You've had a problem with them. Now, could it be you? Could it be you? You
mhm,
know? And again, like you say, and normally though, when you say something like that, because people aren't even used to people saying that to them. A lot of times we
mhm,
baby and coddle people like that, and we try to make excuses for them. And when in actuality, that person needs help. And if
mhm,
we can get them some type of help and they need to identify with someone that looks like them, okay? And this is where our counselors come into play as well. Counselors of color, they need to be able to associate with, or whether it's a young man, he needs to maybe talk even with a male
mhm,
that can relate to him in whatever his issues are. But see, all of this is important. And so, Michelle, I know for a fact, I look forward to even teaming up with you um,
yeah,
and the lady that you're partnered with, because
mhm,
we all are thinking in the same way, right? We're
yes,
all lining up
mhm,
with this, and
mhm,
perhaps we can help some people, and do some one-on-ones and stuff like that. And I'm just telling
mhm,
you, it's just worth, even as a parent, recognizing that you have a child, no matter how old they are, by the way, it don't matter.
mhm.
But if you can talk to that child and they're even willing to talk with someone, you know, it just makes such a world of a difference. It really does.
And we really don't need to dismiss things that our children or grandchildren share with us. Don't dismiss it. If they share something with you, I can't tell you how many people in counseling that I've spoken to that were molested or, touched, men and women, as children. And they tried to tell an adult, and the adult said, oh, just washed it away and dismissed it. And then that affects that person, for years to come.
That's
For unforgiveness. We've heard our parents say, "Oh, when you need to forgive somebody, that forgiveness is for you." That is so true, and that's one of the huge challenges that we as people have. Forgive, and not because I had a situation where I had to forgive some people who had strongly hurt me. Matter of fact, broke my heart. My heart was broken in two. I was walking around every day, having to go to work and everything, but that heart muscle, was
mhm.
cracked, broken. And God showed me, well, Michelle, I need you to forgive them. And I'm like, well, God, well, how come I need to forgive them? Because they did such and such to me. He said, well, you ain't perfect. You still do stuff to hurt me. So just like you want me to forgive you for things that you've done, I need you to I need you to forgive those people right there on the planet that you see. I
Wow.
need you to do that. So I said, well, Lord, I need you to show me how to forgive them, not just with my lips, because we can say I forgive you real easy with our lips, but show me
Absolutely.
how to forgive them in my heart.
Right. Oh, wow.
And God will do that.
I think
And
you're
and
talking to me right now. I got a few people I need to forgive, at least one that I
mhm,
think of. I'm not gonna name, but
mhm,
and put in the chat, you guys, if you could think of someone that you need to forgive, this will be a whole nother topic, by the way. But
mhm,
I think it's huge because the worst thing that can happen and what I don't want to ever happen is for someone to leave here and you feel a certain way,
yeah.
and you're very upset with them about something, and you just didn't make peace with that person. I think that's really, really
Mhm.
bad. And I think that weighs on people too. So we definitely probably need to do a whole class or master
This
class on
on
forgiveness,
forgiveness.
right?
Because
Right.
sometimes we're wondering why our prayers seem to be hitting the ceiling. It's because we haven't forgiven. So we want to open up that window.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, Michelle, it's been a pleasure. Does anyone else want to make any comments before we end? I'm excited about the podcast. I'm excited about just being able to make a difference for people. And again, you guys have here where you can donate. Let's send some donations in. And if you have any furniture, let's work on getting with Michelle and help her fill up someone's home. And if you know someone in particular, referrals are always best. I say that because you can kind of enlighten her, or if you tell me, I'll work with her however we want to do it. But, we get the story of the person. We know it's a real person, and we know, because I'm sure, Michelle, it's hard when you walk into places and you don't know the people, you don't know what you're walking into. And I know,
I don't even worry about that. I've walked into some homes, let me tell you. I don't
ah,
even worry.
yeah,
I've been there. I've
yeah,
been there. I didn't even go into all of my story because it's, we got for time's sake. But
right.
yes. So actually, what I tell people, if you know someone that needs some furniture or something and they live in this area, just feel free to give them my number, have them text me. They can text me, put their name in the text and what it is they need, and we will get to them. But for right now, because we have this event on June the 15th in Highland Park. So,
Okay.
Dr. Pat, if you're able to share that, I'll send it to you to share maybe on your Facebook page
Okay.
or any other social media that you are utilizing. That's Saturday, June the 15th. We will open the doors at 10 o'clock. And if
Okay.
people want to come and volunteer, we need all the volunteers. We will be sorting things on Friday, the 14th of June, and then giving them out on the 15th. So people can come either day.
Mhm.
And we'll be there from 10 to 4. Well, we'll be there from 7:30 a.m. to 4 on Saturday the 15th, and we'll be there from 12 noon to 7 p.m. on Friday the 14th. And that's at 16111 Woodward in Highland Park. 16111 Woodward in Highland Park. That's Maiden House Ministries. And then this coming Saturday, before we go, Dr. Pat, we have our first fundraiser. And we're
Oh,
actually awesome fundraiser. I just got some excellent news today. So for those of you who live in the area, we're going to be showing a movie called Baby Boomers this coming Saturday at the Farmington Hills Imagine Theater. Imagine is an excellent theater with
oh yes.
great reclining seats.
Oh, I wish
And
I was
so
there. Oh,
so it's 3 o'clock p.m. for the film, and we're giving and that include for $15. That includes the movie, the pop, and the popcorn. And we're having a 50-50 raffle, so you can win half the money proceeds from that. And we're going to be giving out. Initially, we were giving out 7 restaurant coupons, but the donator of the coupons said, "I want to donate more," and gave us 25. So we're going to be giving out 25 restaurant coupons and a $100 gift card or Amazon gift card. And that's
oh my
all this coming
God.
Saturday. And that's all this coming Saturday at 3 o'clock p.m. at the Imagine Theater in Farmington Hills.
Wow, that's awesome. You put that together, Michelle?
I did. And
Oh my gosh.
they can call the sponsors uh, well ABB Wealth Strategies, and their phone number is 248
Okay, hold on.
9.
ABC
Yes,
Wealth, I'm doing this strategies.
ma'am. just to reserve their seat. That lets us
248.
know if we 988
Mhm.
8200. That's 248 988 8200. 8200 this Saturday. What is this Saturday? I don't know, 13th. I don't forget what this Saturday is, but it's
Uh,
this Saturday at 3 o'clock.
okay.
The show starts at 3 o'clock because the show is only an hour and 45 minutes. So,
That's
feel free
nice.
to come earlier. Yep. And that's
Oh,
our first fundraiser. Thank you so much, Dr. Pat, and
oh,
everyone for having
wow.
me on
Okay.
today.
So I need everyone, especially that's in Michigan, put this on I'll have the flyer. I know Michelle has sent it to me. Put it on your social media. I don't know anywhere where you can go to the movies for, did you say $15?
$15.
Huh? $15.
$15. You
You
get the
get popcorn
popcorn and the movie
and the
and all the
movie
gift prizes.
and 25 raffle restaurant tickets. And man, please, I'm telling you, I would be there. Wow, 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 wow. Okay. Well, everyone, thank you so much for joining us. I really, really appreciate your support. Please continue to pass the word that every Tuesday at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, you're going to join Dr. B Stress Free and Real Talk for You. And it's real talk because I'm telling you now, we're bringing the heavy hitters. I've got a couple judges that's going to be on. I've got some doctors. I've got a guy that's a neuro brain surgeon that's going to speak. So I just need to build it up and go to the YouTube channel and I'll send you my link and subscribe. So Michelle, you're awesome, man. I'm
Oh,
just
you are too.
it's a blessing
You.
to know you, and we're gonna partner. We're gonna do some big things, but I really like the idea of the fundraiser you're doing at the movies. That is fantastic.
Awesome, Dr. Pat. I love you and I appreciate you, and I'm looking forward to us doing some things as well. And thank you again, all you awesome people on this podcast. And I will keep tuning in and keep sending the information forward to share with others.
Thank you. All right. Everyone have a blessed evening. Bye.
Good night. Good
Good
night.
night. Thank you.
Nice. Thank you.
Thank
Good
you.
night.
Great interview. Great interview.
Mhm.